it goes down smooth. Hey!
Now it's time for Toker Talk Radio, the voice of the marijuana nation.
What are you people? On dope?
Where you can toke.
I inhaled frequently.
Or you can talk.
I experimented with marijuana and didn't inhale.
Or you can toke and talk.
10 federal criminal penalties for possession of up to 1 ounce of marijuana.
While we talk about toke on Toker Talk Radio.
So, by the way, when it comes to pot, you know, if you're 40 years old, you live in a log cabin in Oregon, you got 12 giant pot plants in your backyard, have a ball.
Live from beautiful Portland, Oregon at Rolla J Studios.
Hey, this is great.
Just not cannabis.
Plus your calls live at 971-533-7111.
They're walking on their pants with their cap on backwards, listening to Enema Man and Snoopy Poop Dog.
What's to keep somebody from getting all potted up on weed and then getting behind the wheel? Gateway theory doesn't work. It's a reality.
Holland, is it real? Don't tease me.
We're locking up people that take a couple of puffs of marijuana, and the next thing you know, they got 10 years.
Hello?
And now, here's your host, the guru of ganja graphics, the sultan of sativa statistics, and the worst nightmare of a reefer mad prohibitionist. A polite, perspicacious, productive pothead with a propensity for PowerPoint. Radical Russ Belville.
All right, welcome everybody. Hey, let's get right to the phones because we've got a caller who called in right at the top of the hour, and I believe been waiting for the call. So 508 area code, you're on the air with Toker Talk Radio. What's on your mind?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air. Go ahead, caller.
Oh, Russ, hi, how are you? I'm calling in. I'm Scott Murphy from Massachusetts.
Scott, so glad to hear from you, man. Hey, can I keep you on the hold here for a second while I get some stuff put together? And right after our first break, we'll come back with you, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, hold on just a moment, and we'll be right back with you. Okay, so yeah, we're going to be talking with Scott Murphy here. I've got all sorts of things blowing up on my system here, so give me just a moment. What's going on here? Liebermater, behave. Okay, there we go.
It missed you while you were gone.
I know, I was all freaking out. So it's Toker Talk Radio here. The phone line is 971-533-7111. And when we come back from break, we're going to be talking with Scott Murphy out of Massachusetts. And I'm going to be bringing up my notes on that so I can figure exactly what the hell we're talking about. I get a lot of emails and people are like, I want to call in and talk about this thing. I'm like, okay. Who are you? Yeah, so let me find that out, Scott. We'll be right back with that right after this break. Stay tuned.
I'm Sub Cool from Team Green Avenger. At TGAgenetics.com, we are working on the leading edge of medical strains. Our strains are rigorously tested for THC, CBD, THCV, and other critical cannabinoids. Know your grow. Check out our genetic diversity at TGAgenetics.com, the home of Jelly Bean, Jack the Ripper, Vortex, and other award-winning cannabis strains.
Now I'm back. Welcome back, Toker Talk Radio. On the line, we've got Scott Murphy on the phone. And Scott, thanks for holding on. It wasn't my email, it was Facebook. And so I'm scrambling through my email going, where the hell is that email? It was in Facebook. So Scott, my apologies. Thanks for being here.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me on. I love your show. I love the work that you're doing. I know you're just speaking on behalf of the poor lady that had her kids taken from her over medical marijuana.
Yeah, we've got some updates on that coming up next,
disgusting.
too. Yeah, after we get done with this one, I got some great updates on this coming up next, so make sure you stay tuned after this. But, Scott, let me see here. You're working out there on Reddit in the marijuana movement, which is great. I get a lot of hits off of Reddit reposts. And it looks like you're starting a nonprofit called Veterans for Safe Access and Compassionate Care. Man, that's something that really strikes for us, man. We really appreciate you doing that. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, so I'm looking to start a group called Veterans for Safe Access Compassionate Care. As each of these states is developing medical marijuana laws and more are coming, I want to really have a unified voice for veterans to be able to get up there and speak on conditions of, chronic pain, PTSD, other stress-related issues that we're finding out medical cannabis is really helping these service members. Right now, one or two people go and speak, but there's no really unified group that really can go out there and speak on behalf of the Iraq, Afghanistan veterans specifically, because, these are our young brothers and sisters that are just coming back, and everyone wants to support us when we're going there. They want to raise flags. They want to put yellow stickers on their cars. But when we ask for medical cannabis because it works for us, they want to shut the door on us, and it just seems unacceptable. With 22 suicides a day by service members, and a lot of them are Vietnam veterans. So we've been letting our veterans down for 40 years. I'd hate to see us let down the Iraq, Afghanistan veterans for another 40 years just over medical cannabis. It's disgusting,
In trying to address this issue with veterans, I was on the websites dealing with the fallout from the Idaho story that I've been covering. And one commenter, his handle caught me because it said OIF Vet, Operation Iraqi Freedom Vet. And there does seem to be kind of a mean streak among some people with a military background against people that use cannabis. It reminds me of the old, damn hippies, and maybe it's attached more to, fallout from the 60s and 70s over the Vietnam and the culture war and all that. Do you find that in dealing with Iraq or Afghanistan veterans, or is the younger group of veterans much hipper on the marijuana issue?
Yeah, younger veterans are way more on it, especially because right now, there's more science behind the other components of medical marijuana, and when you can tell them about, the CBD and the other components that are helping, they kind of get it a little more. They're more open. The reefer madness hasn't hit them as much. But when I was in Washington, actually, I ran into the Disabled Veterans of America, and I was trying to talk to them about medical cannabis. The one guy wouldn't even look at me in the eyes as I was talking, and the other gentleman was like, "Oh yeah, weed. We did that in Vietnam." They did that like joking kind of joint puff, and they didn't take me serious at all. And that's kind of why I realized that I needed to start, my own group, because these older groups are just shut the door on. Once you bring up, the second I said, marijuana, the guy wouldn't even make eye contact with me. And it's like, are you here to help veterans that are suffering, or are you here to like help yourself in your own kind of thing? These older groups just, they shut the door right when you say marijuana. They don't care what it helps.
Yeah. All right. So, Scott Murphy, with this new group that you're promoting, how can people get in touch with you and help you out with this?
Well, so right now I'm in the process of talking to a lawyer and setting it up. I bought the domain name www.vsacc.org. I hope to have that up in a week or two to really start promoting it. Right now I'm finishing up my college degree, so I took 6 classes this semester. So I've been really tied for time, but I really hope to get this up in the summertime, and I'll be starting a Facebook page also.
Excellent. Glad to hear about that. And, also looking at, it looks like we've gotten some video here of you testifying. In this YouTube video you sent me, where is that testimony taking place?
So that's taking place in Boston for the Department of Public Health. So a couple of months ago, they had a public hearing. Boston, from Massachusetts, we got medical marijuana through voter initiative. But the Department of Public Health is set up for setting up some regulations. So we, a lot of us got to speak in front of them before they wrote the draft bill. The one I sent you is they wrote the bill, and we're kind of commenting on some of the problems with the bill. What the voters voted for was debilitating conditions, the ones that they're always cancer, HIV, stuff like that. But then it said, and other. And now it's supposed to be up to the doctor's discretion. What they tried doing is they tried changing it to say, and other debilitating. So they changed the word in the law, and defining debilitating in a way almost like, you really have to be like almost dying for an other to include you. And I was just real worried that that doesn't include PTSD or, other combat stress-related issues that, they might not be ending a soldier's life today, but they're definitely not helping a soldier live a happy life. And we go over there to fight, for this notion of freedom, but then we come home and we can't even get access to medicine. Some of this medicine they give you for PTSD, the side effect is suicidal thoughts. So, how can you be so closed-minded that you wouldn't even consider? The reason I got into it really is, I suffer chronic pain myself, but I had a very close friend of mine at 22 commit suicide after he got kicked out. Now, medical marijuana may not have saved his life, but at least I just want there to be other options out there. What we're doing today is not working, and I think it's just irrational not to try to change course. And, everything should be on the table. We're talking about saving lives of people that are willing to die for our country. It's just unjust for them to still have to be at these hearings begging for their conditions to be considered debilitating.
Really, this is something a point I like to make. It's like, look, folks, it's not 1996 anymore. It's 2013. We've had medical cannabis for over a dozen years. Kids graduating high school now in California have lived with it all their lives. We can't pretend like the studies just aren't in. We just don't know if it helps vets with PTSD or chronic pain. Bullshit, we do. We know it. Let's get this to them. Veterans for Safe Access and Compassionate Care. Let's give people, you got a email or any phone numbers, anything else you want to give out?
Yeah, I have my email is Murphy, MURPHY 9682 @hotmail.com. My phone number, I only usually receive text, but it's 508-615-6761. One of the things I hope too is Massachusetts dispensaries have to be non-profit, so I hope to be able to talk to these dispensaries and get them to maybe kind of work with the Veterans for Safe Access, Compassionate Care to have like a working relationship to really help these veterans out, and also get these veterans maybe jobs in the dispensary business. There's a lot of veteran groups that put veterans into farming and stuff when they get back. It's been shown to be really therapeutic for them to kind of sit down and relax and be kind of stress-free. So there's no better stress-free environment than growing medical cannabis, besides worrying about, DEA kicking the door down and putting a weapon in the face of a service member that, fought for their freedom. Yeah,
it's ridiculous. I totally agree. So let's get that email again. It's Murphy. What was the number?
9682.
9682 at Hotmail.
At hotmail.com.
All right, folks, got the email in the chat room. If you want to get in touch with Scott Murphy here, fighting to get safe access and compassionate care to our nation's veterans. They certainly deserve it. And hey, I want to thank you for paying Facebook the $1 to get in touch with me.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what the new scam is with them trying to charge $1 now. I was like, they got me good, but that's funny.
Well,
Mark, I didn't even know they did that.
Mark Zuckerberg's hurting for money.
Yeah, of course. So anything I can do to help them out is, I figure they can have my $1 if it keeps Facebook alive.
Hey, thank you so much, Scott, for doing what you're doing. We appreciate you calling in, and we'll be back in touch with you. We'll talk about this again sometime.
Yeah, thank you so much. We're voting May 8th. They're voting on the regulation, so I'll be going through that and see how it works out for patients and especially veterans.
Yeah, and how about the Global March takes place the May 4th here, probably from Boston Common. I'm not sure where it's from in Boston. Are you taking part in that?
Oh, I'll have to check it out. I didn't even notice that. With the end of the year, all my school projects and stuff are due, so I've just been completely swamped. Yeah, and I've been taking off school to work on, to speak at these events and stuff. Mm-hmm. But
hey, you'll find some vets out there, man, for sure. You'll definitely find some vets. Head out to that march. There's if you just put in Global Cannabis March into Google, you'll find the lists, and I'm sure Boston's on it.
Yeah, I saw it. I thought it was something that was doing more out west or something, but I did see it real quick on like Yahoo header or something like that, or one of the other sites I watch. I'm definitely going to check that out. That seems really interesting.
Yeah, tell them Radical Russ sent you. Half of them will know.
Yeah, definitely. Best show out there.
All right, Scott, thank you so much for calling in. Appreciate it, man. Keep up the good work.
Hey, thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, that's what this is all about, Toker Talk Radio. I get people like, it's funny, sometimes I'll get email messages. Well, they'll say, like, how come you never have so-and-so on your show? I'm like, dude, 5 days a week, 1 hour a day. I got an open phone line.
Yeah.
Anybody who wants to be on my show can be on. Call in, man. Call in.
Or come in, you know.
Or come in, yeah. I'm not shy about letting people know where the studio is either.
Yeah.
Member Yatu is pointing out that Maryland is the 19th state. Yeah, tomorrow, Maryland's governor is going to sign the medical marijuana law. So we will have 19 medical marijuana states, and still, federally, marijuana will have no recognized medical use in the United States. That's the logic of drug war, people. That's the way it works. You may have noticed us scrambling for the studio phone. The reason why is I made a call today.
Uh-oh.
The public information officer for the Boise Police Department is a woman by the name of Lynn Hightower. Now, I kind of know, I don't know her personally, but growing up, I knew Lynn Hightower because she was on the Channel 6 News. She was the news anchor for Channel 6 for a long time. Funny how these news anchors kind of transition over to being police spokespeople. Have you noticed that? I think we got one in Portland who's also used to be. Well, anyway. I don't know that for sure, but I know Lynn Hightower made her way, and Channel 6 in Boise was always the lowest rated station too for the news. So she made it to the news editor and anchor on the lowest rated news station, and then transitioned to being the spokesperson for Boise Police, Boise Fire. And I think she's married to a fire department guy. Could be wrong on that. Anyway, I was, offended by the police releasing the details on the case that they're dealing with and trying to use the excuse that, well, they're talking about it, so we're going to talk about it. And that somehow trying to disguise that as being something that's in the public interest. Right. Now, it's in the interest of covering your ass is what it is. Because it's beginning to look like a political prosecution, and that doesn't make you guys look so good, does it? Especially in a state where most of the people, 75%, 74%, believe in the medical use of cannabis. So let me pull that graphic up. I got it ready at the beginning of the segment. Here we go. This was on their Idaho News Channel 7, which is the most popular station, right? And how they're slanting the marijuana debate. Following our press conference that garnered all sorts of news attention and brought to people's minds once again that we're talking about taking the kids out of the home of a mom who has not been shown to be any sort of danger to her kids. Somehow KTVB thought it was relevant news to have video from Patrick Kennedy from Project Sam in Smart, Colorado, taken from an appearance he made in Chicago on Chicago Fox station. Unless he's always wearing the same tie, maybe. I don't know. But they cropped it out so it was Patrick Kennedy. They put their own little graphic over. Marijuana debate. New this morning. Marijuana debate. Trying to conflate recreational Colorado marijuana and giving free airtime here to the head of an anti-marijuana group in order to, tamp down the growing support in Boise and elsewhere for the use of medical marijuana, especially as people are now seeing the prime case that explains why we need it. Before, medical marijuana in Idaho is just kind of a abstract, right? Well, here it is. Here's your Idaho law is going to lock this woman up and break up her family, and they are faced with it. This is your law. This is under your name. This is going to happen. And people go, well, no, this is not what we want. Yeah, sure, we want to lock up liberals and hippies and potheads, but, this lady, she's sick, right? Most people are compassionate enough to understand that. Well, we're not going to sit here and let them badmouth our friends and badmouth our movement and try to make it seem as if compassion for Lindsey Rinehart somehow translates to a pot shop on every corner on Colfax Avenue in Denver. That's not what we're talking about. Nobody ever thinks Idaho medical marijuana is going to be California or Colorado or even Oregon or even New Mexico for that matter.
I don't think any state is going to have the same thing that California has for medical. We're going to have it legalized. Oh, wait, we do have it legalized in states.
But certainly they can come up with a way to not break up families, to not punish sick people, and still hate hippies, liberals, and potheads. I'm sure they're creative enough to pull this off. When it comes to hate in Idaho, they got some resources to work with. So I'm sure if they put their heads together, they can find a way to hate just the right people and not the really, really sick ones with little kids. Maybe if they were, easier just to hate everyone as a group, isn't it?
Yeah. That's how they do.
Well, not here. It's 420 here in beautiful Portland, Oregon. And we're going to do something imminently dangerous to children. I'm glad there's no children near us. The danger they would face.
Oh, have you ever met that funny reefer man? A reefer man. Have you ever met that funny reefer man? A reefer man. If he said he swam to China, he would sell you South Carolina. Then you know you're talking to that reefer man.
You know Herb Thrasher from the Herb Thrasher Flower Hour. Now get ready for Herb Age Designs for the proud cannabis consumer. Herb Age Designs, lifestyle gear for the 420 friendly. Herb Age Designs, home of the famous lighter leash. Herb Age Designs, get your Herb Age t-shirts and hoodies and show your pride. Herb Age Designs, we've got frisbee golf discs and durable hemp gear. Herb Age Designs, we've got shot glasses, drinking glasses, coffee mugs, and beer cozies. Check us out on Facebook and online at herbagedesigns.com. And follow Herb Age and Herb Thrasher on Twitter. We'll see you at this year's Hemp Fest. Crank it up.
On an all-new intervention.
Mark, welcome home. Please come, join us.
Mark hasn't smoked weed in about 10 days, and I'm worried about him. I can't watch him destroy himself.
I'm fine, okay? This is none of your business.
Shh. Come, Mark. We're only here because we care.
I'm in control. That's what they don't get, is that I can start smoking weed anytime that I want to. I just don't feel like it right now.
At first he was, just skipping a day here and there. But then it got more and more consistent, and then he just wasn't smoking any weed at all.
Mark, we haven't smoked a joint together in like 3 weeks, man. I don't know who you are anymore. Your short-term memory is incredible. I just can't sit back and watch someone destroy their own lives with horrible decisions.
See you guys. Stupid, I'm getting out of here.
Hey,
don't touch me!
It hurts me a lot, What do you do for someone that you care about that is ruining their own life? What do you do? He's not showing any signs of starting.
Intervention on A&E.
This thing go away. Baseline in my face like Novocaine. Snort a line of the coke flow. Getting high off the rhyme, 45 by dope show. Let my mind and my soul float. Good vibrations, I can taste them like some dope smoke. Sit back, pull my zone out. Roll up one time so I can zone out. Blow the smoke out my nose and breathe the track in. Exhale.
All right, welcome back. That's Food Chain with Music is a Drug. That's part of our Daily Toker Tunes. And by the way, speaking of Daily Toker Tunes, I'm going to bring back the hour of random Daily Toker Tunes into the lineup. Cool. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it back at the 2 o'clock hour, right before our live show.
All right.
And move John Doe to another time. I'm not sure when, but I'm going to switch that time out. I miss having that music hour.
Yeah,
because we have all these tunes that go into rotation. I keep telling these bands, once you get it on Daily Toker Tunes, where's it going to show up if it doesn't show up on Daily Toker Tunes, right?
Yeah, and also that's the hour that you're working on the show,
right?
And just some music playing that helps you relax.
It does, and I have to admit, there's been a couple of times when JDR's been on the speakers here where I'm starting to listen to what he's talking about, and I'm like, Oh wait, I got
to do my show. I got to do my show.
That's right. So yeah, there'll be some of those changes coming up. Probably top of next month, top of June. Also, don't forget that likely be a relocation of Roller J Studios, unless I hear some amazing financial news in the next week or two. So there'll be all sorts of upheaval going on, and I hope you can be patient as we get it upheaved. But we will be here. We're not going to stop our mission. That's for damn sure.
Well, maybe some changes, but we're still going to be doing things.
And changes for the better in that, like, the less I have to pay in rent, the more I can afford in plane tickets for people to go places and not have to have me do it all by my damn self. I can't tell you how many times in Denver I'm like, where the fuck's Brian?
Yeah, he needs a tech guy on the road, you know.
Because I could turn to Brian and go, dude, fucking USBs aren't working, fix that shit.
Yeah.
And he'll just go at it. With other people, I have to go, okay, see that camera there? I need you to trace the line and find it where it's plugged in. And it's like, I don't got time for that.
It's hard. It's tough being, you know, a tech guru. You know, I say I'm a technobabble translator, and you know, I've been doing science and technology my entire life, building computers since they were bigger than me. So I have a rapport with technology. You know,
and
explain it really.
An irie attitude that is very necessary when computers can get so frustrating.
Oh, man.
And part of the problem that bugs you out trying to fix them is when you get too frustrated, you miss the simple shit like an apostrophe.
Oh, yeah.
Or a chord, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, coding is a bitch. Yeah, anyway, it's like trying to write a set of very specific instructions, and one of the instructions is in the wrong spot, and it makes the computer very angry with you. But, anyway.
So I've gone to Lindsey Rinehart's Facebook page,
yeah,
so that we could give you some of these updates. And first of all, she caught the link, what I ranted on today about KTVB. You know, and the title of KTVB's story was Idaho's pot push meets Colorado criticism.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
like they have anything to do with each other?
Did Patrick J. Kennedy fly to Boise to do a press conference? No. Did Patrick Kennedy get on a closed circuit or a satellite connection to specifically address the Lindsey Rinehart case? No. No, he was talking to a Chicago news station about Colorado legalization.
Yeah.
That's Colorado's criticism.
Yeah. Not Idaho, you know, medical, you know, barely, you know, scraping to become medical.
Right.
You know, where it's like coming from a place where we're already legal, you know, they can possess up to an ounce, right?
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And, okay. Yeah, this is really good research there, guys.
So here's Lindsey's statement
World-class reporting
on that story. Medical cannabis does not belong in a legalization debate. I am so sick already of this bullshit. I didn't choose cannabis over my children. There's no proof that it came from my home. People don't know the real story because parts of it are sealed to protect children, and also channels like KTVB are propaganda spewing hypocrites that go home and probably enjoy their alcohol and probably smoke a J while they're at it. Yeah, all right, Lindsey, good girl. But then going further, she's got a couple of the links to the different stories. When I feel like, I love this little poster though. When I feel like giving up, then I remember I have a lot of motherfuckers to prove wrong.
Yeah.
But this is the update I wanted to bring to everyone from 3 hours ago. Yay. We get to do a safety plan with CPS to inspect our house tomorrow. And the criminal charges may not be an issue at all anymore. Lawyer is a badass, and this might all be inadmissible. CPS never moves this quickly. We had a visit at the department last week, and you usually have 2 or 3 there. Then it moves to the community. We had the kids at the park yesterday on only our 2nd visit. Now they are coming to inspect the house tomorrow. Please pray to God, positive energy, anything positive, and send it our way. Your support has been amazing. This is our first glimmer of hope since this began.
Freaking awesome.
Amazing how a little white-hot spotlight of media attention can get government agencies to really move their ass.
Yeah, so what did you do wrong? Okay, let's just shine this little light right there. And yeah, does look like you guys fucked up to the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm glad that, they're backing down, and like she said, send all the positive energy you can so that, the inspection goes well, which I've got a good feeling about that. So yeah, I mean, how much longer, even after a case like this, how much longer do they think that they can keep up the bullshit tactics, even in the reddest of states? They can't.
Mm-hmm.
As long as there are people like you guys, that donated some funds, that found the connections for these families, who called the media, who showed their support online in the chat rooms, in the forums, in, Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. You are the people who helped make this happen, and you can do it anywhere. If it can happen there, it can happen anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying.
And the Idaho Fund, which is out there, rad-r.us/Idaho Fund, up to $57.90. I think at one point I saw it was over 6,000.
Yeah, they probably had to take some retainer out because they're working with that lawyer now.
Right. So, and that's the thing, folks. There is a justice system and there's a just us system. And just us that got the money don't have to see so much justice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's really the name of the game. And the fact that the cannabis community jumped up, opened the wallets, and sent in almost over $6,000, I believe, to get the kind of badass lawyer you need to go in there and say, you realize none of this is admissible, right?
And, and then the people also who couldn't donate their money, but donated their time.
Yes.
Like I couldn't donate nothing, so I'm here,
But you were here engineering.
I posted, I came in and, engineered the press release there. So, I mean, press conference thing. But I'm just saying that you guys out there, you're doing your part too. And we need to keep on doing it. The more people that realize we're winning, the shorter amount of time it is before we've actually won.
All sorts of replies coming to my posts on their out there on their websites. Flying Replicant had to reply to me and said, quick, marijuana is illegal to possess in Idaho. Quick, it is an addictive hallucinogen, carcinogenic, causes immune deficiency problems, mental lag, driving impairment problems, including legal. Quick, move out of Idaho. I know plenty of disabled people that function in society without getting stoned. War vets with lost limbs still on duty. Cops with PTSD still on duty. Men with chronic back pain still working at our local tire shop. Truck drivers with missing fingers. Many people with MS still working and living without using dope. Grocery store clerks packing your food with horrible back pain still working. Oh, wait. The deterioration of the human body, pain, is normal and not an excuse to toke up. Get a grip.
So then you should have all of those people immediately go to their medicine cabinets and discard anything that says analgesic or pain reliever.
I guess.
Because you don't believe in a natural substance that can do it. Everybody should just live with all of the pain that is, inflicted upon them. There should be no pain relievers whatsoever anywhere in society because... Why? Oh, 'cause you're a fucking idiot. No. We need this medicine just like other people need their medicine. Ours is just cheaper to make and, illegal.
Yeah, this, I'm just trying to catch up on some of these, but it's all mostly the same. But I really do think that most of the commenters that you find do not represent the majority of Idahoans who, like I said, 74% support medical marijuana use. And there's another undercurrent to this too that kind of disgusts me and something I also always had problems with in Idaho. And that's the demonization of the poor that goes on in Idaho.
Yeah.
Josh and Lindsey are both disabled folks. Okay, so they're both, living on fixed incomes. KTVB keeps running the shot of the Malad Street home. And their home is a modest, place that people of modest means can afford. It's not, the nice, Malad Street in Boise's there's trailer parks nearby, right? It's one step out of the trailer park, I would say.
Yeah.
Right. And that is being used, I believe, as a visual to denigrate this. A couple of comments that I'm reading through, they're typical, welfare losers, excuse to smoke dope, blah, 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 blah. All this kind of demonization of the poor that goes hand in hand with our drug war, because lots of rich people smoking weed. I bet to a person, any of those commenters complaining about Lindsey Rinehart using marijuana are celebrating Willie Nelson's 80th birthday. Probably got a few Willie albums loaded up on the old, his Idaho 8-track. I was going to say iPod, but. So, the hypocrisy is rank and stank.
And it's just like the guy in New York, who.
Katz.
Yeah, friggin' Katz, who they caught him speeding with marijuana smell in the car. They found marijuana in the car. But when it came to trial, we adjusted the facts in the case. So, the facts that come to light are that, there was, in fact, no marijuana that, we could locate. And, he wasn't actually in a car moving, speeding. He was stationary. We'll give him a parking ticket.
Funny you mentioned Katz, because we have video. He had a press conference recently, and he said, that it was unprofessional to be asked about this. So let's check this out.
Oh, goody.
If it'll run. I'm having all sorts of audio. Here it goes.
Opportunities to comment.
Let's do this. Let's try that again. Bring that back. I think the volume is down. All right, let's try this.
GD, and I think that's rather unprofessional of you to bring this up right now.
Well, we've tried to give you some opportunities to comment.
Once again, I'm here for OPWDD, and I think that I'll thank you to keep the topic. Thank you.
Doesn't want to talk about it, huh?
Oh, geez. Yeah. Well, I can you find that clip that we played of the right after the arrest?
Yeah, I think we've got that.
Because that is this is hilarious. I love the look on his face when he first gets asked about this, because he has, a prepared statement that he's making about his character and about, that the facts will be brought to light when, the trial is taking place. And someone asks, well, what are the facts? And he's got no response. he just stumbles like a fucking idiot.
Where the hell? No, I'm not able to find that. I keep finding everything about the plea deal.
Oh,
not the video, but from before. Let's see if I can just narrow that down a little bit. All right. WPTV. I'll tell you what. Let's take a break.
Take a short break, and we'll find it. And you can see exactly how stupid this guy looks.
Yeah, no kidding. Also, don't forget this weekend.
Oh, damn it, Libra Mater.
Libra just getting too quick on me sometimes.
She is
marijuana
being sassy.
And alcohol.
Sorry, folks. I'm still a little sick. I'm having trouble keeping it all in order. All right, so don't forget this weekend, Saturday.
Global Cannabis March, May 4th. Your town.
We'll be at Pioneer Courthouse Square with everybody in Oregon marijuana activism, so check it out. We'll have video for you on Monday's show. Be right back.
It's simply business. It's simply business. It's simply business, you know why they won't let us grow. It's simply business.
We'll be right back after these messages from our 420 friendly sponsors. Support these advertisers because their ad money goes straight to the Russ Belville Show. You're tuned into the Russ Belville Show, the voice of the marijuana nation.
It's simply business.
New York State.
It's simply business. It's simply business, you know why they won't let us grow. It's simply business. It's
alcohol are the two most popular recreational drugs in America. Marijuana smoking is non-toxic, relatively safe, and has a low risk of dependence. Alcohol drinking is potentially fatal, dangerous to society, and is quite addictive. Marijuana is safer, so why are we driving people to drink? That's the question of the new book, Marijuana is Safer, So Why Are We Driving People to Drink? By Paul Armentano, Mason Tvert, and Steve Fox. Visit Amazon.com or ChelseaGreen.com today to order your copy of Marijuana is Safer, or visit
I am not a stoner. I am nothing you've heard. I'm you. We may not be happy with the world that we live in. Politicians who believe in criminalization, making deals with big pharma, and trading big money behind the scenes is not a way to stay in office. I will go to bat for you. I will go to Burning Man and smoke my brains out. I'm Terry Joyce, and I approve this message. I'm you.
Welcome back, everybody. That's music from Double Jack, Sergeant Payne. I can't find the original Katz video.
Yeah, I'm doing some research.
But I did find his attorney. So I'm going to bring up this video from his attorney, explaining how he was able to get off of his charge after being caught with weed in his vehicle while speeding in a smoky car at 80 miles per hour in a 55. So I would like to know how I could get away with that myself. So we'll go to the video of the attorney.
Today, in court, what happened is the case is dismissed. It's an ACV. Mr. Katz was never arrested. I want to clear that up. He was never arrested. He was driving over the speed limit, and that's how he was stopped. But there was never an arrest. There was never a DUI. There's no admission of guilt here. There was no guilty plea or anything other than he did receive a ticket for that everybody else receives in this instance, which was for a reduced charge of parking. And that happens all the time. If you get a speeding ticket, he has a stellar record. He has never had a problem before, so they reduced it to that. And that's what happened today. And do you have any questions?
Well, there were reports, obviously, which is what caught our attention, that there was marijuana in the car. Is that the case?
There were reports, and my answer to that is you can't believe everything that's reported. The people that were making those reports were not present. And again, there is no guilty plea to anything. There was no DUI. There was no arrest. There's no marijuana.
Oh, I'm sorry. The police said that he turned over an eighth of marijuana. Are you saying that's not true?
The police weren't here today. We were in court, so I couldn't even comment on that.
No, but the police report said that he turned over an eighth of marijuana.
The case was dismissed because the charges could not be proven. And I don't know what. I never spoke to the police officer, and he was not here today.
So he didn't. You're telling me he did not turn over an eighth of marijuana?
I wasn't there. I came here today to get.
Was he smoking in the car? The police report said there was an odor of marijuana in the car.
We were all not there. Police often, and I do a lot of civil rights, and I do a lot of.
We weren't there, so
Look,
we don't know the facts.
I wasn't there when Tyrannosaurus Rex walked the earth either, but there's plenty of evidence of dinosaur bones, lady.
And often their reports are not correct. I never spoke to the police officer. He was not here. There was not a trial, and there was no admission of guilt. The case was actually dismissed. Literally, to tell you the truth, I'll read it to you. It was dismissed because there was no prior record for Mr. Katz, and there were difficulties in proof. So that should answer your question.
So you're saying the
difficulties in proof.
Jesus.
There's difficulties in proof. There was a report that Katz, after getting pulled over with the smell of marijuana in his car at 80 miles an hour, handed over a bag of an eighth of marijuana to the officers. But there was difficulty in proof because Stephen Katz is not a young black man. That's the problem.
police were incorrect in saying there was marijuana in the car?
What I'm saying is there's difficulties in proof. I wasn't there. I never spoke to the police officer, and he was not present today.
But he's just your client.
I don't think they had various prosecutors. Yeah, it was their town prosecutor.
What was the original ticket?
The original charge was the tickets, actually, and they were, he was never taken into custody. He was never arrested.
Right,
he
because
received the
he's
ticket.
not a young black man.
I think I've got the video.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Shoot me that link.
Like anyone else would on a traffic stop of driving over the speed limit and possession of marijuana, it says.
Yeah, but in ACO...
All right, I'm gonna go. We'll flip to that video if you can shoot me that.
It's coming in the private message right there.
All right, and we'll show you what we're talking about here to begin with.
This was from the 15th. So this was 2 days after he was cited.
This is the one we're having trouble proving.
First, I will not let this incident impede my public service and my calls for real mandate relief, a better economic climate, and better services for those in need in New York. This should not overshadow the work I have done over the years for the public and my constituency. And I am confident that once the facts are presented, that this will quickly be put to rest.
So what are the facts?
What
are the facts? Were you smoking pot in the car?
The facts are going to all come out, and this is my statement for right now, okay?
What do you think, Steve? Medical marijuana, is there a discrepancy between...
Remember, this is the guy that voted against medical marijuana.
Yeah, just 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah.
Voted against a medical marijuana bill in New York.
So here's the defense.
I'm sorry, an ACOD is usually given out for marijuana charges, is it not?
No, not at all. An ACOD, Mr. Katz, on my recommendation to get this over as quickly as possible, we accepted an ACOD. No, an ACOD is given for a number of things, for anything. So especially for the, unfortunately, the speeding ticket.
So the ticket was for speeding and for possession of marijuana. Were both of those addressed just now?
Yes, they were both addressed. They were both dismissed, and what he received was a parking ticket, which anybody receives in this situation.
How much?
$75. Is that what you wanted to know? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
$75.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
So this jackass who can afford to pay thousands of dollars in fines, and help the state, because he was caught breaking the state law, Mr. Assemblyman Katz, looking at you, he got the minimum fine, and somehow defied the laws of physics, because a speeding ticket is a projectile. It's a potential harm to people. And a parking ticket is a stationary object.
Yes.
It's a frickin' rock that's sitting still and not going to hurt anybody.
Kind of the opposite.
Somebody please explain how their physics are working, because I went to high school. Fuck.
It's kind of the opposite of
These
speeding.
are the people who are running our country. I mean, seriously, my head is going to explode. I need to smoke some more. This is...
Yes,
Ow.
this is how you can drive in your car, smoke weed,
and
have an eighth on you, go 80 miles an hour in a 55, get pulled over by a cop who smells weed, turn the weed over to him, and it becomes a $75 parking ticket. Well done.
Man, I think that he needs like some kind of acting award, or I don't know. Well, not after that performance with that face, you know.
Let me finish up with the lawyer here.
And why does he have
all the
to
time.
appear?
Everybody gets. I'm counsel and I appeared for him. You're allowed to. There's such a thing called waiver of appearance. Anybody can do that. You
Oh,
can have an
really?
attorney
Was
appear
it
for you.
just-
Yes, he didn't have to show up in court. She showed up in court for him.
Wait, now, so anybody can do this?
Yes.
As long as they've got enough money to hire somebody to do it.
No, he was never arrested or put into jail either, so never had to go to court, never saw a cell, never was cuffed, never... he did lose his pot, apparently.
Oh, yeah, like that was
Because the officer wasn't here?
No, not at all. It was dismissed because exactly what I wrote.
Exactly what I wrote.
read. I'm
Wait,
sorry. It was
read?
dismissed because he had no prior record and there was difficulties in proof.
She couldn't remember her
So
statement
they-
from 2 moments before.
But I like the difficulties in proof. Okay, so a difficulty in proof from a bag of marijuana going from a sealed car with one occupant into the hands of a police officer, and we ended up with difficulties in proof. Now, I know how these things happen. Difficulty in proof can be a mistake in the chain of custody, something got lost in the evidence locker,
Got mislabeled.
someone signed line 4 when they should have signed line 6, or whatever the fuck. But
bureaucracy.
let's be clear here. A eighth of marijuana didn't just up and disappear. Or maybe it did. I don't know.
Again, the original charge, let me explain, was never a criminal charge, by the way. It was a offense. It's not even a criminal charge.
An offense. So how come nobody...
Yeah, it's like a
Oh, that's right.
violation. It's
Because
not
he wasn't
even,
a young
it's
black
not
boy.
even a misdemeanor.
Just to be clear, I mean, he's your client. He's not here. You're representing him.
Mm-hmm.
Did he have marijuana the day of the arrest? I'm sorry, the day of the charge.
3 times, and honestly, none of us were there. There were, again, the answer is there were difficulties in proof. The case was dismissed.
None of us were there.
And he was never
Well, all
arrested
those people
at the time.
somehow
So you can't
not
answer
here.
that question?
I am answering it.
But
I wasn't
What?
there. We weren't there. The police officer wasn't here. And
But there was a
the case
police
is
officer
dismissed.
there. There was a police officer who wrote a report who said there was marijuana there. Somebody was there. She's acting like nobody
They
was
can
there.
be
Katz was...
subpoenaed. How did he get caught if there was nobody there? How can, you're representing the one party, which was the, defendant, and then, where's this other person who's supposed to be accusing him who caught the person in the act? Oh,
The case
it's their
is
day off.
dismissed. That means
But
there's
has
no
he told
charge.
you if there was?
That's, come on.
I mean,
come on.
because we're asking if there was, and you're saying we weren't there, but do you know if there was?
I wouldn't
or
know
not?
that. I wasn't there.
She just keeps going back. I wasn't there. I wasn't
I love
there.
those circular arguments.
Do you ever talk to your clients? Do you ever ask them questions? Do you ever ask them what was going on in
No,
the
because I
situation?
wasn't there. See, they wrote me a check over the phone.
I see.
I wasn't there. What does this Katz guy look like again?
Who is he?
Who? Wait, it's what I read before. What I wrote, wait, what did I say 2 minutes ago? I can't keep my story straight because I work for a government official.
We'll be right back after these messages from our 420 friendly sponsors. Support these advertisements because their ad money goes straight to the Russ Belville Show. You're tuned into the Russ Belville Show, the voice of the marijuana nation.
Welcome back, everybody. Toker Talk Radio here, and unfortunately, I get to break sad news that we lost Michael Gray. Mike Gray, the screenwriter, the author of Drug Crazy, a longtime activist for ending the drug war, and a guest on this show a couple of times. We have video from him at the California Normal Conference. He will be missed.
So our next speaker is Michael Gray, a multi-talented individual, a screenwriter who some people may know from the China Syndrome, but also the author of a very interesting book, A Drug Crazy, about how the United States got into this drug war in the first place. Michael?
Dale asked me to talk about Hamilton Wright, who is the arch villain of the man who kicked this whole thing off. It began, let's see, I wrote this book, but I haven't read it lately. It was, let's see, in May the 1st of 1908. Hamilton Wright was walking across DuPont Circle when Cal O'Loughlin, Chicago Tribune Washington reporter, caught up with him. And Wright was well known to the press because he was famous for discovering, he was a research physician who, from McGill University, and very brilliant guy, graduated at the top of his class, and he was famous for his discovery that beriberi is an infectious disease. It isn't. It's a vitamin deficiency, but by the time his mistake was uncovered, he was already famous, and he had also had the good fortune to marry the daughter of Senator Washburn, or an industrialist named Washburn, who was a multi-millionaire.
Mike Gray speaking at the California Normal Conference and passed away today. Rest in peace, Mike. We're going to keep fighting until this drug war is over. We're going to end the drug crazy if we can. Remember, you can still contribute to the Idaho 3. Go to rad-r.us/Idaho Fund to contribute. Also, this weekend, Saturday, the Global Cannabis March. Get on Google and find out the city near you. It'll be my 8th March and my 8th anniversary in activism, so I hope to see you there. Brian the Red will be there. We'll have a bunch of signs. If you don't have one, you can carry one of ours. Thanks for joining us. For Brian the Red, I'm Radical Russ. Until next time, take care of each other, Tokers.
This is the Russ Belville Show. The Russ Belville Show is blogging and podcasting daily at radicalruss.com.
You take a seed, you plant it, you grow it, you dry it, you roll it, you smoke
you play